All right, good morning, everybody. Lindsay Duff with Motivated Trader. It is Friday morning here on, what is it, May the 12th. Um, so this looks like it's definitely back above everything to make the long trade. We need to see a bit of a slowdown here in order to take it. These are still strong down on the 610, but the 1597, they are well above the zero line, so I'm not really concerned with it. I need it to slow down first, though. That is pinches here. I'm going to give it a shot. I'm going 2 ticks behind here. Let's just take a little look, see where this could go. 61% is up here. I'm going to move it up there just in case. Let's set up for an area for a second one, but don't think I'm going to give it that much right now. I wasn't even planning on trading today. I had a lot of other things I was going to do, but hey. I can go 2 ticks behind here eventually, but it's got to really come up here before. Now, I'm going to be watching this as a weak retracement, a weak move so far back to the upside. Not a huge fan of the way the MACDs are still pushing down here, so I'm going to be very cautious of that. This is kind of like our last chance motel. I'm going to be prepared to take my exit if this pushes down here. To 5. All right. Yeah, nothing really to worry about. Just a bunch of speakers and stuff like that, but that's about it. Stepping away. All right. Oh. I just only turned off my screen, so I just didn't see anything that was going on. What I was noticing earlier, and it looks like, oops, this. totally forgot to hit record. MACD slowed down. This pullback didn't really produce anything out of the MACDs. I still feel like we're in a bit of a wedge, so I'm going to be cautious if this starts to turn around pretty quickly. Struggling today. Yeah, I don't think I need to be out of this just yet. But if these MACDs start to push up on the 610, I'm definitely getting out. Like they're pushing up still, but like, I mean, pushing up, like push down just a little bit and then curl back up. Kind of like how they pushed down and then curled back down here. I need to see them agreeing with this price in the roll and the push. The MACDs on the 610 on the 1597 will need to start pushing. I feel like I'm being a little overly cautious today. I don't know if it's that it's Friday and I had planned on not trading, but and I don't know when the last time I slept for a full 8 hours was. Yeah, this roll is not making me look too happy on the 1597. Just kind of at a watch and wait area. These are technically in line. The HTF above the 1597, above the 610, but they're flat as can be. It can easily change. I really want to see these push down right here. The roll up will say that the wedge is holding. The push down will say that we're going to get a little bit more movement in that direction. I'm not going to use my extensions at this point to look to where this mic could go. I'm just going to watch it as it happens. Yeah, here's my sign. I'm gonna put nope, I didn't even get to move my stop. Okay, so I've attempted a long trade, it didn't work. I attempted a short trade, it didn't work. So I'm going to give one more trade here, and either I am just not focused enough. I had a pretty good feeling this was going to go up, and I didn't trust myself because I didn't because I didn't take it at the right time here, whatever it may be. Just rolled the zero line, was, oh, Lindsay, what are you doing? But it was already in that. So, you know, such is life. So let's have a point on the first one, a point on the second one. All right, so this wedge is still kind of holding a little bit lower here. I'm sorry, I only lost a tick on this first one and point on the next one. Remember, that's 2 contracts, so that's doubled. Rolling down, I would like to see it roll up and go back up. I'll be prepared for the long. I'm not going to jump in it though. No way I'm trading into the top of that wedge. All right, this is the last chance I'm giving it. I really like the way this pulled back. The MACDs didn't have any reaction here. And I've had 3 different deciding decisions in the way that I think the market is going. It's still above the 0 line, but with this pullback and no reaction in the MACDs after a strong push down and a pullback, I'm anticipating. And this wedge has just gotten tighter and tighter and tighter. And this is about as tight as it can get. Really could have avoided this trade. I know I could have. It was an impulse trade more than anything, because I'd already let myself know that there was a wedge. There were things that I needed to deal with before I was really allowed to take that trade. This bar right here is a little big concern for me, but everything is flat. You're pushing back down. You've had the weak retracement here and the pull back up, this long bar, double bar here. I have some confidence in this one, and I actually have some confidence in this one pushing down pretty far once it does. There we go. Woo! It's getting close to a loss for the day. I'm down 2.5 points, but I'm not really. I mean, I've had a pretty good week. It was 17 points yesterday. I can handle the 2.5 point loss for one day. I don't expect this to stop it. The MACDs are rolling to the downside on both of the charts. And this is that weak retracement that I see a lot happen in the 610 for my entries, which is what had me get into this trade. We've kind of exceeded the right there. Pull back into it and push down is what I'm anticipating right here. You all ready for this? I am. Dang it. It didn't pick me up again. Get me in, coach. Put me in, coach. The next bar might catch me if it pulls back up far enough. I'll pull up a tick, grab me, and go. There we go. I'm super confident in this one. There we go. Behind there. I'll leave that where it's at for the moment. All right, probably give us a little bit of pullback before it goes down. It's all right. We broke this wedge. Anticipate it pulling back. It's just getting its energy together before it takes off to the downside. Here we go, MACD spreading open. Yeah, so I could have avoided this one. I like this one. I think that my exit was timed pretty well. I started to notice that it was not going to work out back here. I think I held on just a little bit longer with a bit of that beautiful word, hope. I'm waiting for this to push down past this area. Then I'm going to move this stop down here with this one. MACDs are showing the strength down. They're showing very weak movement down on the 610. But I'm not really concerned with this area. Wish that stop could have been just a couple ticks higher. MACDs are heading up, but they're still below the zero line. That would have been a better re-entry right there. When it pulls back right here with a weak retracement and gives me a little bit better risk. You know, I was thinking 2 ticks behind this area. Now it's going to be 2 ticks behind this area once it pushes down to the downside. Yeah, so this would have been a much better re-entry for me right here. I think I just got a little hasty. So I was a little turnaround first thing in the morning, took the long, had a better exit, took the short. It just was too early. It was, you know, I was trying to take it from the area and it was just far too early to take it at that moment. Waiting for the pullback, knowing that I had a wedge. I'm pausing this. So I really went against my rules for this one, knowing that I had the wedge. I don't trade from an area when I have the wedge. I trade what I see, which right here, what I saw was the potential for more to the downside. And I traded inside of the wedge. Like a silly girl. It happens. It's just part of life, right? I don't like the way these MACDs are leading just a little bit higher, but there's still a bunch of ticks left before this can push down. MACDs are angling down on the 1597. And once this trade is over, I am done for the day. It's going down. I'm going timber. These MACDs are my saving grace right now. Don't like the teensy bit of a higher pivot in the 15, or I'm sorry, in the 610 MACDs right here. But I'm not going to let that concern me just right now. And this is why. These are starting to line up the way I like them. In the fact that the 610 is pushing down, the 1597 is starting to angle down, and the HTF is just kind of flattening out. It's a very early prediction of those opening up, considering what's happened already a few times. Pull back and then push back down again. Give people some more entry spaces. There we go. Another spot for entry. And I'll put this here. Okay, it may take out this risk. Mm. Just kind of trying to look at the overall of what's happening here. I'm still believing this is going down. And I'll be prepared to add a second contract here in just a moment. I'll do it right here. There we go. Take me. Yep, but the way the MACDs reacted on the 1597 after that, this is still going down. Definitely believe it. And I know you guys never see me trade this much, so it's always interesting. That kind of reaction in the MACDs. Laundry's done. And here's where I go, oh Lord, Lindsay, this is not the right decision. Hmm. But I continue to trust in myself. It's making all these lower pivots and lower. Even though we've got the two equal here, it's leading lower on the 1597. We're still below the zero line here. And I really feel like I'm going in the wrong direction. It's funny how we can convince ourselves of so many things. It's like we see what's going on. I know I was too early here. I know I held back here. I know I entered late here. So, managing those properly so that when you do get stopped out, I mean, even with two contracts, with taking 3 losses so far, I am down, let me see, 3.5 points. It's not bad, really. I'm not concerned with it, considering how well I typically do. So even with those trades, I'm still up 20.5 points for the week. So here we have a very flat, indecisive market, and but everything is still showing to point to the downside, below the zero line, below the zero line, below all of the EMAs. We just could kind of do anything about this point, though. Okay, it's just getting tighter and tighter and tighter. It's just a hint of leading higher right here, but the prices as well. Oh my God, this is like, this takes so much patience because, because I did get stopped out here, it's like, oh, did I make the wrong decision? The only one I feel like was the quote unquote wrong decision was this one right here, or at least not taking it when I see it start to continue, taking the exit instead of waiting for it to pull all the way back here. After this is done, though, I'm not willing to take any more trades. Yeah. And guys, what normally happens with a tightness like this, once it does pop, it's gonna fly. All right here, more anticipations of short. All right, it's starting to give that sense of a push down. It's the worst, right? Having to wait, especially after taking losses that you're going, oh my God, do I even know what I'm seeing? Do I know what I'm thinking? And when it gets so congested like this, and I know I'm still in the right condition, I pay attention to something else. There we go. Excuse me. All right, coming into that first area that could create a bounce. It's held up a couple of times. The MACDs aren't showing a ton of strength down to break through it, and neither are the EMAs. But here we are, starting to open up. This is that pull away and snap back to. This is a long bar pulling up. There's not a whole lot of conviction in the MACDs to pull back. Okay, just was listening to a voice audition that was awesome. And here we go, finally. Lord have mercy. The patience that this takes some days is unflippin' believable. Okay, right back into this area. MACDs are rolling down into it. I'm not concerned. It's going to take my first target. There we go. And I'm going to pull off my second target just a little bit because things are starting to open up now. And after this much of consolidation, I'm going to anticipate this really pushing down. And now I can look at my Fibonacci extensions. There we go. They'll equal down here. Phew, that's having a lot of faith. So to push down past here, I'm going to move my wrist 2 ticks behind here. Yeah, I don't like it being that low right now after this much. Keep pushing. Wouldn't it be fun if it went all the way down there? I'm not going to anticipate it, but I'm going to be prepared for whatever comes my way. After that long of a hold up and this big of a push, I don't expect it to stop right here. 1, 2, if I'm in the right place for that. I'm not really anticipating it coming all the way down here. I'm just watching for what may happen and being prepared. Gosh, guys, that was tough to sit through. You have no idea, especially, you know, when I don't take a lot of losers these days, so I don't let it mean anything about me, and I don't let it stop me from continuing to trade when I do. There's a little bit of a slowdown here, but still a ton of strength here. Push down so I can move my wrist 2 ticks behind this bar. And give it another little push down below. MACD's on the 1597. Say, heck yeah, it's going to go. 610 is starting to slow down. After all I've been through this morning, I think we're good going ahead and taking the exit. So, let's see how it ended up so far today. That did bring me back. I probably could have held this longer, but you know, once I made this floor, I really should have taken the exit. The only reason I held on more is I want it to go. And that is another reason that I removed these. I really could still be in this trade, honestly, but I'm human. The emotions started to get to me a little bit. Okay, so after being down 3.5 points, I am now up 4. And, you know, had I not taken these, whatever, I'd be up, what, for 7.5 points. But I think I'm okay with 4 right now. So we are going to shut this down. Actually, hold on. Let me go ahead and mark all of this. Isn't that silly? Right there. It makes me laugh. It really does, because I'll go, oh, Lindsay, you're so silly, because, you know, my risk would have stayed right here. But I was just feeling that knot in my stomach that said, I've had enough. This held out for long enough. I'm not trying to be greedy. So here's what a rough day looks like for me, guys. You know, and it's funny because as I'm recording this, I'm going, oh God, I can't believe I'm recording this. Everybody's gonna see my mistakes. They're gonna see where I took losses, and you know, I'm human. I should never let that bother me. It's just that wanting to be right and wanting to show y'all the best way, and you know, it didn't happen today. There's 0.5, so I only missed one tick on there. Actually, so what I'll do is I'll 2.5 for the first one. The second one was minus a point. And remember, this is all times 2 contracts, so that's minus 2 points. This next one right here, that one right there, point, but that's more than half a point. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's minus a point is what do I got? Yeah, here's where I might continue down, but I'm good. I'm done for the day. I'm not going to continue anymore. You can tell my focus already isn't there. I have somebody that I'm going to meet with very soon, and show him how my day went. 1, 2, 325. 1, 2, 350. 450. 550. 750. Oh, I'm terrible with math. I could have just said plus 4 points. I'll put that about there. It's so hard to see. Awesome, really. So that rounds out my week. Oh. With 28 points. That would be, let me see how many, because sometimes this shows a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 trades. So and out of those, look at my summary. Oh, hold on. Okay. We're actually going to make this a little bigger so it shows. All right, guys. So that's going to wrap it up for me today. Hopefully y'all did well. It's going to take me a little while to get this uploaded because I have to meet with someone very soon. But otherwise, have a great day.